Hi, I'm Mike Hayden from IntelliWolf, and this is an introduction to HTML. Today we're going to look at what HTML is and how to use some of the most common commands. Now, computers aren't smart. You have to give them very specific instructions or they won't know what to do. If we pull up an image of a basic website layout, you have to tell them, okay, let's put an image here, heading here, one paragraph there, and then split this into another paragraph, put a list over here, make that full width and blue. You get the idea. If we didn't have this language to explain how things work, then we would have to do pictures for everything so that it would just look nice. Otherwise, it would literally just look like a text document, which is actually what it looked like in the early days of the web. So, HTML, and you don't need to remember this, but just for your knowledge, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Basically, it's the list of code rules that tells the browser like Firefox or Chrome how to display the web page. So the main HTML tags that you're going to need to remember and you will use all the time, div, which is short for divider, which I think of as box or wrapper. It's a multi-purpose command, or tag rather. So where you see the red, these are all different divs telling the browser exactly where everything should go. So the next one is the headings, so H1, H2, etc. So the lower the number, the more important the heading. And usually the headings, as they're more important, they are bigger or they're bolder or whatever, they stand out more. The next one is P, paragraph, and that literally just splits up the text. Then you have image, IMG, and that's the one that we use for bringing in graphics or any images. And the last one that we're going to cover today is lists. So there's two different types of list. You've got a bullet list, like we've got over on the right, or you could have it as a numbered list, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So UL or OL tells the browser which one that you want, and then the LI is list item, and that splits each individual list item. So there's many more HTML tags that you'll use occasionally or slightly more often, but these ones you're going to use all the time. So let's look at how to use them. So on the left here, I have a program called Notepad++, which is a better text editor, and it's better because you can see it actually colors HTML tags for you, so you can see which ones are the tags, etc. And then in the right, we've just got Chrome, so when I update, you'll see the update happen on the right. So the first one that we're going to look at is P, the paragraph tag. So I said that it was P, so we could put a P here and say, all right, let's start the paragraph here, and let's put another P here. We could do that, but I'll show you what happens. Save and update, and all it did was added 2 P's in there. Another thing that you might think is, well, we could split it up the way that it would make sense to us, but computers or browsers don't see this as 2 different blocks. They just see it as a single block of text, so save and update, and nothing changed. So what we need to do is we need to wrap the P tags. So it would make more sense, I guess, to wrap it in brackets, but we use them all the time. So the convention that we use is greater than sign, less than sign, or you might want to think of them as triangle brackets. So you've got round brackets, curly brackets, square brackets, and now you've got triangle brackets. Easiest way of thinking of that. So the way that we do it is we open it by enclosing the tag in the triangle brackets, and then wrapping that one, but we need to tell the browser that that is the end of the paragraph. So we use that, or we do that by a slash. So that's going to be tag. Open tag is just the tag with the triangle brackets, and close tag is going to be the same thing except just a slash after the opening bracket. It's just one of those things that you just got to memorize, and then it will be second nature. And then we'll put another one in here, and notice what I did there, I did that deliberately, was to show you that the P can be uppercase or lowercase, or you can have one uppercase, one lowercase. I recommend that you stay with, you pick one and stick with that. I prefer lowercase, and a lot of people do, so use that one, or if you want uppercase, fine. So if we save that, refresh, and there we've got our split the way that we wanted it. So what if we want a heading? Okay, so we can do heading. So remember we had H1. This is my heading. And we'll close that out. So remember it's slash tag, and Notepad, if you click on it, on either of them, Notepad will highlight so that you can see which one it closes out, which is very handy. So save that and update, and there's your heading. Now, if we were to forget to close it out, it's going to break. Yep. Basically, this whole thing, we're telling the browser, oh, this whole thing is a heading. So the same thing would happen if we deleted that. So save and refresh. Nothing happens because it's saying that this whole thing is a heading. So we'll go back to /h1, save that, and we're back to how we want it to be, displaying it the way that we want. And we're not going to go through how you use an image tag in this video. We'll go through that in another video where we build the site that looks like this. So we'll close this out by looking at lists. So we'll make that all clean canvas. As we said before, we have an unordered list, which is the bullet point list. And then inside that, we have to tell it, okay, list item 1. And then we close it out. We just copy that a couple times. Copy and paste. 2, 3, and 4. Save that. And you can see we've got the list items all there nicely. So if we were to change it to OL, ordered or unordered, ordered is the numbers, so OL, and as you can see on the left, on the right hand side, the left part of the right hand side, you can see it's changed to numbers. So we can have, I'm going to put it back to UL, and it's back to bullet points. Now these bullet points, there's different ways of displaying them or not displaying them or playing around with them. We'll go through that in a different video, but you can have all this basically on the same line, but because you've got it structured in the correct way, because you've got that structured in the correct way, it makes no difference. So if we refresh it over here, as you can see, no difference. You can split up apart, refresh, nothing.